Good morning, everyone. Bienvenidos a todos. Muchas gracias por asistir.
Welcome to you all. Thanks for coming. We will start the agenda with the day's agenda, and we've got the pleasure to give the floor again to the Mayor of Malaga, Mr. Francisco de la Torre Prados, who's going to speak to us about a subject for which Malaga has been a forerunner. We're talking about smart cities.
Mayor of Malaga, Don Francisco de la Torre, he will be presenting Malaga as one of the most smart city, not only in the national sides but international, about all the projects that Malaga has been forwarding during the last years, and also a presentation about the destination of Malaga as a congress and event city. Alcalde.
Bien, buenos días de nuevo. Se ha pedido que...
Good morning again. I was asked by the organizers to speak to you, to give you a few words about the smart cities concept. Of course, taking into account that our city in Spain is one of the ones who's made the biggest efforts in terms of the application of the new technology, especially in terms of the presence of the internet, in order to facilitate the life of citizens, also making it more comfortable with more efficient access to public services, and also in terms of opening the municipal government to participation, to citizen participation, and reaching down to the lowest levels of governance. At the same time, I'd like to describe to you Malaga. Malaga is the capital city of this province, the capital of the coastal Sol region. It's also where the widest tourist offer can be made. It's also, we could also say that it is the economic capital of the region. The metropolitan area of Malaga counts on 1,200,000 inhabitants, and is also the main element of the Malaga Valley brand name, which was created some years ago in order to symbolize Malaga's vocation, and also using, for example, the American Silicon Valley as a reference. In Europe, we want to be the reference also in terms of museums and the cultural offer of Malaga. We've got a significant offer. We count on quite an active airport, which is the fourth in Spain in terms of passenger flow. We reach about 13 million passengers, and we've got two main tracks. Our harbour enjoys a certain level of traffic of goods, but also we are the second cruiser port in the peninsula, in the Iberian Peninsula. There's a maritime station which takes care of ferrying passengers onto Africa and other areas, and also leisure cruises approach the city. In terms of high-speed railway lines, it's been some 6 years that Malaga is linked to Madrid. Also, cities such as Seville or Cordoba are reachable through high-speed train lines, and we can even reach up to the French border, of course, going through Madrid. So Malaga is linked with Europe. One of the main foundations of our bet for that Malaga Valley brand name is the technological park of Malaga. It counts on some 600 companies, some 15,000 workers. The R&D production and yield is quite significant. most companies in the technological park are linked to the to ITs, and it emerged as a joint venture between the Town Council of Malaga and the regional government. Also, the university is one of the main pillars of this Malaga Valley initiative. Our university is very much specialized in industrial engineering, computer sciences, ITs, etc. And with this, we would like to reflect on the meaning of being a smart city. It means being open to innovation in order to improve political and economic efficiency. Innovation at all levels, because innovation is not just integrating ITs or the development of working activities in electronic administration, but innovating means being open to change all around, making of progress in terms of public administration and also with regards private companies, the promotion of urban and cultural development using technology when it allows us to provide citizens with a more economic and efficient service, is also counting on a strategic perspective of where are we heading to, and it's since 1996 with our first plant, and also in 2006 where we started insisting in the innovative Malaga of knowledge. And let me indulge into telling you why. Professionals in the world of tourism and congress know that Malaga offers a high level in terms of quality of life, in terms of climate, landscape, tourist services, golf, international schools, the possibility of finding here what is not being offered by other areas, and talented people look for paradises for their own havens, not just to work but also to live. So we're trying to capture the talents, both national and international talents, and talent, of course, talented people ask from us the possibility to enjoy music, performances, etc. And also, we've around these smart city objective, one of the challenges, for example, is energy savings and confronting the fight against climate change, mobility, and the organization of the city also in terms of intelligent urban planning. In the end, savings measures are signs of our intelligent measures. In Malaga, we install stabilizers and flow stabilizers and reducers, and they have been paid off in 3 years' time. And apart from the turning of lamps into LEDs, that's another way in which we are working towards an intelligent city. So the kilowatt expenditure is about a tenth of the traditional cost. Eolic lamps have been installed in some areas. In the afternoon, in Saturday or on Sunday, maybe you can visit the area and you will see how at the seaside promenade a distributed micro-generation system is put in place, capturing at certain times in the day energy is accumulated so it can be used in the evening. Also, the monitoring of intelligent buildings, buildings whose lights are switched on when you come in and they are switched off when you get out. And of course, the public institutions are the natural leaders for that. Also, we've installed meters which tell us at every single time the use of energy, or if there are leaks, or if the consumption is higher than logical. It's very useful to count on that information. Also, intelligent meters on electrical networks in the smart city space Endesa is quite a show. There's also an infrastructure in terms of optic fiber, which helps us save more than €1 million a year because we've got our own capacity for telecommunications. In terms of how cities can also show themselves to be intelligent managed, we manage, for example, the bus fleet, urban bus fleet, the access to pedestrian areas through modern techniques which provide us with information, traffic lights which are regulated according to the traffic intensity and also depending on the meters placed on the pavement. For example, the green waves systems placed at bus lanes in order to facilitate the pass. Also, we locate our vehicles through GPS systems, and that allows us to know how long buses will reach a certain stop, and it will be shown on screens. It's actually shown on screens at the bus stops. Also, there's information which can be delivered by a voice. For example, the visually impaired may use a button at the bus stops to get that information. Also, for example, at traffic lights, they can activate them in order to know when they can cross a certain street. So these people can be alert and through voice know when to get on the bus or when to cross a street. The emergency control center, for example, is where the information from cameras, from the local police, from streets is gathered, and very useful synergies are created. It's a system which has been running for some 12 years, and these systems allow for example, at pedestrian areas to grant passage to local residents or municipal services. Also, there are intelligent systems in some areas. We have set up smart grids, also Wi-Fi systems around public buildings, mobile, the NFC, for example, for the payment of bus tickets through mobile phones, Momo Pocket, which allows citizens to get charged through the mobile phones. There are many shops and service offices which are applying these right now, also for some museums, and also applications for mobile phones with enhanced reality. I've already mentioned the possibility of gathering information or collecting information at bus stops. For example, that extended onto citizens who are at home and maybe want to know where the bus they want to catch will be passing by that nearby stop. So these are hundreds of thousands of monthly users which take advantage of these applications. Also, for example, at parking lots, there's an application available for smartphones which will gather information through sensors and will tell the user if there are places available, how to reach them, etc. There are also information panels in the city with real-time information, and also there's the issue of the open government solution, because we believe that it's a reality at the local sphere. Participation, transparency, global information of all data of what the town council, the municipality is doing. The information is there. The 2020 horizon is out there because there are important European funds for that, and that has led us to think about that in terms of dealing with waste, the recycling, the reuse, the reduction of the production of waste, cogeneration. We work in cogeneration both in terms of organic matter and also the slurry coming out of wastewater treatment. because we are a city which is overlooking the sea. We've got to treat that waste and, if possible, draw energy from that. Also, for example, this conference hall produces quite a few hundreds of kilowatts in a specific area. And then there's the ZEM2O, which is a project covering some 200 vehicles. It's a project at which several Japanese companies and Spanish companies have been committed to testing vehicles at 21 fast charging spots in the city. In 15 minutes, about 60% of the battery of these vehicles can be recharged. And also there's the low pace charging at home, for example. So we are testing that with the commitment of the Japanese government, Japanese companies, and Spanish government. So these vehicles are open to be rented by both the town council, the municipality of Malaga, and private citizens, because we want to find out how long they can be run, which are the places where the recharging points should be located. There's another recharging point in Fuengirola, some 50 kilometers away, another one in Marbella, some 100 kilometers away, because we want, with that project, to test if on-demand daytime recharging can be facilitated, and that we would refer to it as the intelligence recharging system. Also, we are taking advantage of the energy of high-speed trains when they are about to brake, to stop at the station of Malaga, and that energy is sent back to the grid. Well, these are different ideas, different concepts we have already embarked into, and we are, for example, with all that, we've been able to create a technological tourism project, because there's people coming over to visit the Victoria project, which means how to recharge a bus through induction without having to stop, because a bus which is running for 8 hours, for the battery to be running for 8 hours would weight thousands of kilos, so no passengers could be placed on board. So we do a slow recharging in the evening, in the night. They may also recharge at bus stops and at a constant speed on a specific stretch of the line. There are certain devices which allow recharging without direct contact. This is something which will be, it's a testing program we are running together with Endesa, the utility company, Spanish utility company, and that allows us to complete the offer of challenges in terms of environmental issues and the ZEM2O, the Victoria project, etc. These projects had attracted visits by professionals, politicians, engineers, etc. So these are assets of our city, turning it into sites, because Malaga is a city of events, of interest. And at this specific map, I want to use it to tell you that there are more than 120 destinations in Africa. We are connected with Asia through Istanbul's hub. The reality of the harbour. There you have the space at which cruisers reach the heart of the city, less than 100 meters from Lario Street, the main street of downtown Malaga. There are 10 meters there, so luxury cruisers can reach the port. We want citizens to get out of their ships and enter into our, so to say, dining room in Malaga, which is Calle Larios and the area around the cathedral. The cultural offer can be completed with our cathedral, which was almost finished. Our style. There's a tower which was left unfinished. It's referred to as the little bench. You may see it on the left-hand side of the top left picture. And also very interesting details in terms of the internal heritage of the building itself. Also, our city, for example, offers a bit of the Roman culture there. The city walls of the Phoenician Malaga, the Roman theatre, the Alcazaba, the old Islamic castle. We're referring about 2,000 years of history. This is the Lex Flavia Melasitana, which is the Roman law for Malaga, which is reproduced on a glass wall, and also you may see that there's another stretch of the city walls going from one of the castles to the other one, linking up two hills. And the sea is on to the other side. And you may see the coracha, the linking wall. And this hill, which is in our coat of arms, is very closely linked to the history of Malaga, because beyond that hill, in historic times, only the sea, the open seas were to be found, which went up to the slopes of the hill. Now, certain ground is being taken off the sea. So it was the reference point for the Phoenicians, the Carthaginians, the Byzantines, and the castle is in the coat of arms of the city. It's been there since the 15th century, when Malaga was integrated into the kingdom, into the realm of Castile. And then we've got the Malaga of the 19th century. For example, the Calle Larios, the Larios Street I referred to before, which was the 19th century, and maybe this century's High Street. It is one of the most expensive streets in Spain in terms of renting a place for a shop. There's another reference area, and this wonderful picture shows that even if our sea looks like a lake, sometimes we've got big waves. They are not as big as those in the Bay of Biscay, but anyway. And in Malaga, this park was built on the area I told you that was taken off the sea and close to the mooring area for the cruises. And here we see some of the assets of the hotels of Malaga. Is a hotel with overlooking the sea. Another hotel in our city. It's just a small sample. I may tell you that there are some 10,000 beds. There's a high occupation rate, because Malaga is the tourist destination which has grown most in the years of the crisis, and also not just by tourists but also by professionals. Also, in terms of the conference offer, we've got this conference hall, which is modern, which allows for a good link up with smaller size events, and in architectural terms it's also become a site of our city. Also, Malaga has got the ability to offer locations for which can act as a meeting place. Maybe this afternoon, this evening, you will be gathering at the Automobile Museum. The Picasso Museum has also got a wonderful terrace and a garden, as the Thyssen Museum with its yard, a 16th century building, the Villalón meeting conference hall. And also the Automobile Museum is at this area. You may see how it can be turned into an open place for lunches, enjoying a cocktail, etc. And all this kind of garden is abundant in Malaga. This is a 164-year-old garden. It was created by the Loring Heredia family. If you want to set up a conference by March or April, well, you can have hysteria petals falling onto the tables by that time, and for example, the railings, the steel structure of the area where fuels were prepared at the ironworks of Malaga of the 19th century. And these also a picture of the Hacienda Nadales. This belongs to a brother of the same family which set up the former garden. The Hacienda Nadales has got a wonderful offer. And there's another hotel. There's a luxury hotel with just 8 luxury suites at the Santa Catalina castle overlooking the Bay of Malaga, a place for wonderful gatherings. I'm just talking about the city, so please do not take me wrong. I'm not making publicity of any of these companies. These, for example, Limonar 40 is another small charm hotel. Then we've got, for example, the Pimpi Bar, the Flamenco. So there are very specific elements of the city. You will only find in Malaga the charm of eating roast sardines or 100 years old taverns, and also Malaga is famous for its aromatic and sweet wines, and we can show you the soul of Malaga wines. And also we've got theatres, not just for enjoying music or shows. Sometimes they are prepared for conferences, the Maria Cristina Theatre, the Echegaray Theatre. So Malaga offers an incredible area for enjoying the beach. So there are very important assets, very important peculiarities, which are difficult to be found as a whole in one single city. For example, if you're attracted to sailing, you can rent a ship and enjoy the city from the sea. And then there's the sports events, the Easter, the film festival shows. For example, the illuminations, the Christmas illuminations in Malaga in winter by Christmas times. So it is difficult to find a city, such a city that covers together so many assets. We've been acknowledged to be the smartest city in Spain for 2007. So it will be. I'm sure I can tell you that it will be difficult for you to find a city with so many assets at the same time, and which at the same time is overlooking the future and making it compatible with the past, all joined together as an incredible venue for conferences. So please enjoy our city and welcome to it.